I want to share with you 10 English phrases that may make you sound slightly impolite, and people may actually be offended when you say them. So for each of these 10 sentences, I'm going to give you an alternative which sounds polite so that you can use that instead. Hi everyone, welcome to English with Aga. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and get your free English grammar booklet from the video description. Okay, let's get this video started. So the first phrase that sounds quite impolite is when you say you're wrong. Obviously, sometimes you just need to say it to somebody, but it may sound quite direct and sometimes even quite aggressive. So there is a different way to say the same thing. I'm not sure that's correct. Let's double check. That's not correct is exactly the same as wrong. The meaning is the same, but when you say something is not correct, it doesn't sound as direct and it doesn't sound as aggressive as saying you're wrong. So you can use this alternative instead to sound a little bit more polite when you're speaking English. The second one is that's not my problem. So again, this phrase is very direct. It is a little bit aggressive and it sounds like you're telling the other person that they should just solve their problem themselves and you're not happy to help them. So instead of saying this, and to sound a little bit more polite, you can say, I understand, but I'm not sure I can help with that. So you're basically acknowledging that you don't really know how to solve this problem, and you're being less direct as well, so a little bit more polite. The next one that sounds a little bit rude is, what do you want now? So this sounds like you're being quite impatient and quite annoyed at somebody when they're asking you for help or if they want something from you. It sounds a bit like, leave me alone. What do you want now? So instead of saying this, you can say, how can I help you? So this emphasizes that you're willing to help. You are offering to help. The next one, I don't have time for this. Obviously, sometimes you just have to tell somebody that you're busy, that you don't have time for something. But this is a very direct way of saying it, and that they should just leave you alone. So a more polite way of saying this would be, I'm a bit busy right now. Can we talk later? So you're just explaining politely that you're busy, that you don't have time, and you're offering to talk about it later when you're less busy. And the meaning is the same. You're just being more polite. I already told you that. So this is a phrase that sounds a little bit like you're impatient, you're a bit annoyed that somebody maybe didn't hear what you said or maybe they forgot. And it sounds like you're accusing them of not listening. So instead of saying, I already told you that, if you want to sound more polite, you can say, as I mentioned earlier, and then just repeat what you said. Or you can say, let me explain it again, just to be clear. So this is a way to show that you want to be helpful and that you're happy to repeat. Nobody's perfect. Everyone sometimes has a moment when they need to be told something again. The next one, what's wrong with you? So this is a very direct way of asking somebody if they have a problem of some sort. But it's not a very nice way of asking because it can make somebody feel like they are a problem. So instead you can ask, is everything okay? Are you okay? The next one that sounds a little bit rude is, why are you always complaining? Again, if you say this, the other person might think that they are a problem, that there is something wrong with them. So instead of saying this, you can say, I understand you have concerns. Let's find a solution together. So this is a very diplomatic way of saying it. There are some problems, somebody's complaining, but I'm offering to work with them to solve the problem. The next one, you didn't explain that well. This kind of sounds like you're accusing the other person of doing something wrong, of doing something incorrectly. Instead, to sound more polite, you can say, I didn't quite understand. Could you explain it again? So instead of accusing somebody of doing something that wasn't right, you're just politely asking them to repeat. Number 9 is you have a strange way of doing things. The word strange here sounds a little bit rude because you're implying that the other person is wrong about something, that their way of doing things is not right. Like you're criticizing them, essentially. So if you want to sound a bit more polite, you can say, I notice your unique approach. Could you explain your process to me? So the word unique is a little bit better than strange. Unique just means different than what you would expect, but in a good way. You want to know about it. You're not criticizing it, you're just curious. And the final one, which is quite similar to number 9, is that's a strange opinion. Again, using the word strange implies that you think somebody's opinion is wrong, that there is something wrong with them, and you're being quite critical. So a more polite way of saying this could be, that's an unusual viewpoint. I'm interested in your reasoning. So again, the word unusual means almost the same thing as strange, but it's just more polite. It's less critical. So I hope you enjoyed this little lesson. In the comments, let me know one new phrase that you've learned from this lesson, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and get your free grammar booklet from the video description. And I'll see you next time. Bye!